RiverBender.com's coverage of today's game is brought to you by Macias Insurance Agency, your local independent insurance agent. Roper's Regal Beagle, the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Midwest Members Credit Union, the one place to go for all your banking needs. Liberty Bank, bank local, bank Liberty. Gerard Fisher American Family Insurance, all of your protection under one roof. Roberts Ford, the value store since 1949. Calc Institute of Technology, your future, your success. Tom Lane State Farm, your good neighbor agent in the Riverbend. Claywell Asset Management, an independent firm. Lewis and Clark Community College, empowering people. Trust Family Auto Sales, now offering repair service across from the Befalto Airport under the water tower. Eagle Home Improvement, providing guaranteed quality and superior service. Trigger Talent, concealed carry classes, advanced handgunning and private training, and all-season range.
End-over-end kick, and it will be returned from the 4. Out across the 10 to the 15 to the 20, and out to the 28 or 29-yard line goes the return man for Taylorville. On the return was number 88, Jagger Moore, and the high-octane offense of the Taylorville Tornadoes will start 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line.
Nice tackle on the return there. Alex Roberts for Marquette, number 57, a junior.
Sophomore quarterback Brandon Odom will operate out of the pistol formation with running back Parker Stokes standing behind him to his left. And they send a receiver wide left. They put a man in motion to the left side and give it, he's going to throw. Odom steps up. Now he's hit again. Finally lets it go downfield. He's got his man at the Explorer 43-yard line making the reception. Their leading receiver, Justin Wright, and the quarterback is down and injured after making that throw. The play goes from the Explorer 29, or from the Tornado 29 down to the Explorer 45. Well, where are they going to put it down? At the 43, but now they attend to the injured quarterback.
He was banging around back there, Sam, kind of like a pinball. He had done a little misdirection there, a little fake, and he was going to throw it looking downfield. He got hit as he let go of the ball, and so he's down there, and the reception was good, but he took a good shot there back right behind the line of scrimmage.
A 28-yard completion for Brandon Odom to Justin Wright. And they connected for some big plays last week against Civic Memorial. Now Odom is up, and he may have just had the wind knocked out of him, as now he looks fine trotting to the far sideline, but he'll sit out at least a play. And the Explorers that time had 2 or 3 shots at the sack, and Odom was elusive back there, as Mark said. Now they're going to put Parker Stokes in the quarterback position. Trips to the left. And Stokes on the first down play will take it right up the middle on the quarterback draw, and they stack him up for a short gain. He might have gotten 1 yard, but no more than that. It'll be 2nd and long for the Tornadoes against that big front 4 of the Explorers. No gain on the play.
Seniors there in that tackle there, Alex Tesson and Sam Stem both wrapped him up there and held him till the officials blew the whistle, so no gain for that one.
2nd and 10 for the Tornadoes at the Explorer 43-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, another receiver wide to the right. And Odom's back in there. He turns and hands it to running back Parker, breaking tackles inside the 30, inside the 25, down to the 24-yard line. A gain of 19 for Parker Stokes, and another first down for the Tornadoes. The Explorers again with a shot at the line of scrimmage, and Stokes broke a couple of tackles and has the 2nd first down of this drive for the Tornadoes.
I counted 3, Sam, that he broke through. Finally, Brady McAfee got a hold of him, knocked him down, but not after he got that first down for Taylorville.
So Odom missed only the 1 play. He's back in there. 1st and 10 Tornadoes at the Marquette 24-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. And now split backs behind Odom, who's under center, takes the snap, turns, and gives it. The running back breaks it outside to the left side, and he is brought down after a short gain down to the 16-yard line. On the carry, I believe that was number 2, Evan Champley. And Champley actually picks up 8 on the play as he turned that left corner.
Trayvon Swingler broke away from a block, and he got out there and got a hold of his ankle, pulled him down forced him to the ground, and a nice job by Swingler to break free, watch the play develop right in front of him, and make the play for Marquette.
So the Tornadoes gaining yards in chunks here in the early going against the Explorers. 2nd and 2, Taylorville at the Marquette 16-yard line.
Roberts had a little equipment problem there, and the referee ushered him off the field to finally finish taking care of it, so he has to step out for a play.
On 2nd and 2, Odom with Parker behind him. Parker Stokes behind him, and the give is to Stokes. Hole up the middle. He's hit and brought down. Gained only a yard to the 15-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and 1, Tornadoes.
Ran right into Will Hurst, who held on, grabbed both feet. McAfee with the second hit and knocked him down from there. It's a nice job there up front for Marquette.
Now the Tornadoes go no huddle. And this time Odom goes under center on 3rd and 1, and he takes it on the quarterback sneak. A flag is thrown. A flag was thrown by the referee in the backfield, and it's illegal motion against the Tornadoes. So they had somebody moving before the snap, and what would have been a first down at about the 13-yard line instead is going to be the game's first penalty, a 5-yard walk-off against the Tornadoes, and will set them up with 3rd and 6 back at the 20-yard line.
So a bit of a break there for Marquette as Taylorville's pushed back this time for the first time by a penalty this time. First one, as you said, of the game. Marquette still toughening up here after some first early long plays here this first drive.
2 receivers wide to the right side. 2 running backs in the backfield. They snap it directly to Stokes, and he's going to throw downfield. And that's picked off by the Explorers. An interception by Marquette. That's Jace Magg. He had 2 interceptions last week and picks one off here. So they put Parker Stokes at the quarterback position. He ran out to the right, tried to throw it downfield, and Magg with the interception. The Explorers with the first big turnover of the night.
Sam, it looks like that was tipped too, and he was there at the right time at the right place and caught that tip, and Marquette now gets a chance to turn things around after stopping them with that interception.
So the game's first turnover, and the Explorers will start 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line. They go with the single wing formation, strong to the right side. Brady McAfee, the senior quarterback, the direct snap to Peebles. De'Avion Peebles, hold to the right side, and he pounds his way out to the 15-yard line. He was about a step from breaking that for big yardage, but as it is, a 5-yard pickup on that first down play for De'Avion Peebles.
And wrapped up at number 10, Jack Curtin for Taylorville. But you're right, Sam, he had one more step, and he had turned that corner, and there was nobody near him after that.
The hole opened up off tackle right. Now the Explorers spread it out, but then shift back into the single wing, this time strong to the left side. And on 2nd and 5, the direct snap, this time it's Swingler. Trayvon Swingler fights for a yard at the most. Takes it out to the 16, maybe the 17-yard line. He might have gotten 2 out of it. And it's going to be a big 3rd down play for the Explorers here deep in their own territory. 3rd and 4, Marquette from their own 16.
49, Kyle Woods met him right there about the line of scrimmage and took him down after that short gain, so he was right there waiting for him.
So a big 3rd down play for Marquette. 3rd and 4. We're down to 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter. We're scoreless. Again, with the single wing formation, and McAfee right up the middle. Brady has the first down as he crosses the 20 and takes it out to the 22-yard line. A gain of 6 for McAfee on that carry right up the gut.
Yeah, good job by the offensive line there for Marquette, making that hole. He just followed him through and was able to scramble forward and get that first down.
Just shy of the 18-yard line. He got about 6.5 on that. We'll call it a gain of 7 in the first down of the night for the Explorers. They stay in the single wing. McAfee in the pistol formation. On the first down play, direct snap, and that's Swingler. Swingler right up the middle. Trayvon Swingler crosses the 25 and pounds it out to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 5 on that carry for Swingler.
Yeah, again, nice job by Swingler just following that line through, and he found a hole, got through, and almost had one guy shaken off, and then he held him up long enough to bring in some more tacklers to stop him on that play, but still not after a good game.
The clock rolling with 7:10 remaining in the first quarter. 2nd and 5, Explorers from their own 28-yard line. Again, they set up in the single wing. First strong left, then they shift and make it strong right. Direct snap to Peebles. Diavion Peebles turns the corner, crosses the 30, and takes it out to the 32-yard line. A gain of 4. He'll be a yard shy of a first down.
Again, good job by Marquette's line there. Young blood in there making some pushes forward. Also, Ralph Williams in there. Again, a good job there on that right side by Marquette.
So 3rd and 1 Explorers from their own 32. This drive started at their own 11, their first possession of the night following a Jace Mag interception. So on 3rd and 1, the Explorers again in that single wing, strong to the right side. McAfee barks out the signals. Direct snap to Peebles. Peebles to the right side. First down yardage. Out across the 35. Out to the 40. And he's bumped out of bounds right there. They're going to say he stepped out at the 38. So a gain of 6. Did I see a flag? I thought I may have seen it. Yeah, it's going to be a hold against the Explorers. I saw the flag fly, but I don't see it lying on the ground. So that'll wipe out the carry for a first down for Peebles and set up Marquette 3rd and long. There's the flag lying at the 31, so they'll mark off 10 from there and move it back to the 21-yard line. And it'll bring about 3rd and about 12 for the Explorers. So a critical penalty there for Marquette. Taylorville was hurt by a penalty on their first possession. Would have been a first down, but for the penalty, and the same thing here for the Explorers. 3rd and 12, Marquette just outside of their own 20. They stay in the single wing, strong to the right side. McAfee in the pistol formation on 3rd and 12. Direct snap to Peebles, turns the right corner. Diavion Peebles on his feet out across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. A gain of 7 on that carry for Peebles, but he'll be about 6 yards shy of the first down, and Marquette will send the punting team onto the field. Liam Mayer, their outstanding senior kicker, but we learned last week he's got a stress fracture in his plant foot. And he had difficulty really getting the toe into the football last week. We saw that on the opening kickoff here, too, when the opening kickoff did not go into the end zone. Let's see what he can do here. He gets a nice punt away, and a fair catch called by Taylorville's return man at the Taylorville 37-yard line. Making that fair catch was Jordan Motes. And the Tornadoes, who turned it over deep in Marquette territory on their first possession, have their second possession of the football game with 5:16 remaining in a scoreless first quarter.
Well, Marquette's offense there showed it can do something. That penalty, unfortunately, of course, pulled them back that time. But they got their ground game going a little bit. Peebles just a step or two away from finding some holes and maybe some long gains down the road. So I think Marquette can be happy with these first couple of possessions. Now they need another defensive stop.
The Explorers stopped themselves with that penalty. 1st and 10, Taylorville at their own 38-yard line. Brandon Odom, the sophomore quarterback, quick pass out to the right side. He's got his man at the 42 and quickly tackled there. Making the reception was Trey Kreitz.
Brandon McAfee with the tackle there right at the 42, 43-yard line. Looks like the mark at the 43.
So a gain of 5 on that completion. And Odom now is 2 for 2 for 33 yards. He passed for 300 yards against Civic Memorial last week in Taylorville. On 2nd and 5 from their own 43. The hand, and this time Odom keeps it himself after faking the handoff, crosses midfield and takes it down to the Marquette 43-yard line, and a pickup of 14 on that carry for Brandon Odom.
Ran right into Caleb Ware, who held on and brought him down, but that was already after he made that first down. So a little bit of trickery there behind the line of scrimmage. The quarterback kept it himself and then charged up through midfield.
It was a good fake. He faked the handoff to Stokes and then pulled it back at the last moment and took off right up the middle. 1st and 10 Taylorville, and here is the give on a jet sweep down the right sideline. Lots of running room all the way down to the Explorer 15-yard line. That was Jagger Moore, and that goes for 23 yards and another first down.
Jeremy Strabel hit him first. The senior, Will Hurst, was second to get there, the junior. So between the two of them, finally brought him down. But again, another first down for Taylorville, and they're making the move again on the ground.
4 first downs on the evening thus far for the Tornadoes. 1st and 10 at the Explorer 15-yard line. Now they make some substitutions, but they don't huddle. Trips to the left. And now it's going to be Stokes at the quarterback position. And right up the middle he goes, Parker Stokes to the 5. He's in untouched into the touchdown, a 14-yard touchdown run for Parker Stokes. And the Tornadoes draw first blood.
Well, Stokes, like you said, Sam, he was not touched at all, and Marquette was looking for something else completely, and there was no one near him. Once he got past the line of scrimmage, he walked in unhampered, no one even threatening to knock him down, and Taylorville scores an easy 6.
And now the extra point attempt off the toe of Jagger Moore, the holder, Drake Helton. They line it up. The snap, the spot, and now they're going to go for 2 on a fake, and it's going to be successful as one of the wideouts on the left side, Justin Wright, came around behind the kicker and the holder. They flipped it back to him, and it was Justin Wright in for the 2-point conversion. And so with 3:55 remaining in the first quarter, the score, Taylorville 8, the Explorers nothing. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Calc Institute of Technology is working for you with career programs for today's jobs. As a career student, you can expect a welcoming atmosphere with exceptional personal service, small classes with one-on-one attention, a set class schedule, and short-term programs that will get you into the workforce quickly. Calc has 2 locations for your convenience located in both Alton and Fairview Heights. For more information, visit Calc online at www.calc.edu.
The Taylorville Tornadoes jump out to the early 8-0 lead. And now Jagger Moore has the ball teed at his own 40-yard line for Taylorville, and a low line drive kick taken by one of the upmen, Caleb Ware, for the Explorers out across the 25 to the 30, and he takes it out to about the 33-yard line before he is slammed to the turf. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Explorers, trailing 8-0. Well, the Explorers forced a turnover on Taylorville's first possession as Taylorville marched right down the field. But Jace Magg's interception gave it to the Explorers. Marquette had a drive going, but a critical holding call on a 3rd down that would have resulted in a 1st down set them back. They had to punt. And then Taylorville marched right down the field and stuffed it in on the 14-yard run by Parker Stokes. The 2-point conversion was good. 8-0 Taylorville, and now the Explorers are looking for a way to answer. And Marquette sets up in a wide formation, and this is going to be a procedure call against the Explorers. They shifted into the single wing, but the right end, I believe that was John Blatchford. He was about a half beat ahead of everybody else. It'll be a 5-yard walk-off against the Explorers and set them up 1st and 15.
Well, of course, not what you wanted. Your first series here after the other team scores, get your penalty in the first play, but this is what Marquette's going to have to overcome. And these mental errors, you got to get rid of these quick. These will each up and end your season really quick here in the postseason with one and done, obviously, where we are now. So Marquette needs to bounce back here and get a nice drive going.
1st and 15, Marquette from their 28-yard line. They set up in the single wing, strong to the right side, direct snap to Peebles. Peebles turns that right corner. Peebles still on his feet, out across the 35. He's going to go midfield, 40, 30, 20, being pursued from behind, 10, 5, touchdown, De'Avion Peebles, 72 yards. No flags, and the Explorers are on the board, or is there a flag? There is a flag. A flag way down at the 33-yard line. There was nobody out in front of Peebles. So what is that call going to be? There wasn't any reason to block behind the play. Peebles burst through a hole at the line of scrimmage and took it 72 yards, but a flag is lying at the Taylorville 33-yard line. The officials talk it over, and the Explorers act like it's going to be a touchdown as they send the extra point team out to set up for an extra point attempt. The officials still talking things over, and let's see what it is. It's a touchdown. It's a personal foul against Taylorville, and now the question is going to be, where will they enforce the penalty? Maybe on the ensuing kickoff, maybe on this extra point attempt, and the Explorers trailing by 2 now. They send the extra point team out, and they may just go ahead and kick the extra point, but the officials continuing to talk things over. If they would enforce it half the distance to the goal line on the extra point attempt, the Explorers might want to try and go for 2, but we'll see. And now they're going to explain it to the Explorer captain, and they're going to enforce it, I think, on the kickoff. And it's a personal foul against Taylorville, and they will enforce that on the kickoff. So now Liam Maher will attempt the extra point out of the hold of Jace Mag to try to make it a 1-point game. Taylorville currently leads it 8-6. And now the officials explaining to the head coach of the Taylorville Tornadoes, Jeb Odom, what the situation is. So behind the play, somebody on Taylorville committed a personal foul, and it gave us all heart failure when we saw that flag lying on the ground. But the 72-yard touchdown run by Peebles will stand. The snap, the spot, the kick, up high, long, and good. 3:30 remaining in the first quarter. The score, Taylorville 8, Marquette 7. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Welcome to Claywell Asset Management, an independent firm. Whether you're an individual, family, or business, we can assist you in helping you achieve your financial dreams. Claywell Asset Management and Raymond James, partners in your success in serving Riverbend investors for over 30 years. Member FINRA and SIPC.
Outside man, and Peebles ducked up inside, and now Liam Maher kicks it out of the end zone from the 45 of Taylorville after that personal foul penalty. And so the Tornadoes will have their worst starting position of the night, starting from their own 20-yard line, and the Tornadoes leading the Explorers 8-7.
I think like you, Sam, everybody was watching Peebles race into the end zone, see if he was going to beat that last man who gave him a little shove there right inside the 5, and he dove into the end zone. So very few, except for the officials who were watching, saw exactly what happened, but it was obvious enough to call that penalty.
So on the first down play for the Tornadoes, they send trips to the left side, another receiver to the right, and they've got Odom back in there, quarterback, direct snap to him, quick pass out to the right side, and that is intercepted by the Explorers. That time it was Jeremy Strabel with the interception out at the 45-yard line, and the second turnover of the night, the second Marquette interception. And boy, this Explorer pass defense has come a long way in the last couple of weeks. They were outstanding last week in South Fork, and so far they've been very good here tonight. The interception at the 44 by Jeremy Strabel.
Strabel got inside that receiver, Sam, and watched it all the way and just turned, grabbed the ball. It was just like it was intended for him. It was really no fighting off of the other player. He made a really nice play, watched it all the way in, and Marquette gets another break.
Last week in Kincaid, Strabel was matched up against their stud receiver who had like 800 yards receiving on the season. The guy didn't catch one pass. Strabel shut him down, and he picked it off here. 1st and 10 Explorers at the 44 of Taylorville, and the give on the wing counter. Here is Jeremy Strabel inside the 35, cuts it back at the 30, on his feet at the 25, and pushed out of bounds at the 24-yard line. A gain of 21 for Jeremy Strabel, and a first down for the Explorers on that wing counter.
Another direct snap, and Strabel gets it going back the other direction, rolls out to the right side, and picks up a ton of yardage there for Marquette, as now they've got the momentum back.
I'm getting too excited. I broke the lead on my pencil writing that stat down. A 21-yard pickup, the third first down of the night for the Explorers. 1st and 10 at the 24 of Taylorville. Single wing formation, strong to the right side, the short side of the field. Direct snap, Swingler at the 20, at the 15, and pulled out of bounds at the 11-yard line. And a pickup of 13 for Trayvon Swingler, and another Marquette first down.
Again, looking just like they did the few plays back when Marquette scored. Rolls out to the right side, gets those blocks. Brady McAfee doing a good job leading the way, and Marquette marching down the field here.
1st and 10 Explorers at the 11 of Taylorville following the turnover. Marquette with its second interception of the game. Swingler in the backfield with McAfee. Single wing strong to the right side, the short side of the field. And the direct snap. McAfee right up the middle. Brady on his feet at the 8, at the 7, moving the pile. They finally blow the whistle. And let's see where they put it down. They're going to put it down at the 8 after a 3-yard pickup by McAfee.
Nice job there by that front line from Marquette. They pushed, and he was right behind him, just digging his heels in for a short gain.
2nd and 7 for the Explorers at the 8-yard line of Taylorville. The Tornadoes leading 8-7, 2:40 and counting remaining here in the first quarter. This Class 4A playoff game. Explorers stay in the single wing. Swingler in the backfield with McAfee. And the direct snap to Swingler. Swingler up the middle, cuts it back inside the 5, down to about the 3-yard line. And it's going to bring about 3rd and 2 after the 5-yard pickup by Trayvon Swingler.
He was just, and he kind of danced in the end zone a little bit frustrated. He thought he could get it right there up the middle that time. Instead of rolling out to the right, he's cut it back to the left, right up the middle, but stopped by Taylorville, but still pushing closer to the end zone.
3rd and 2 Explorers. Swingler stays in the backfield with McAfee. The ball on the right hash mark, and they line up single wing strong to the right side. On 3rd and 2, direct snap, Swingler. Swingler at the 5.
Nope.
Hit right there, and he cannot spin off the tackle. And he will be thrown for a loss of 2. And I suspect we're going to see the field goal team. We will after the 2-yard loss. And that time Taylorville played it well.
Yep.
And Swingler tried to break that tackle at the 5, but couldn't. And so now it's going to be a field goal attempt from the right hash mark by Liam Maher. They'll put it down at the 12, a 22-yard attempt. Out of the hold of Jace Mag for an Explorer lead. They line it up. Long count, snap, spot, the kick, up, high, long, and he missed it left. He missed it wide to the left side, and so Taylorville dodges a bullet there. A missed 22-yard field goal attempt. Everything went like clockwork, but Maher just missed it to the left side. It may have been about 2 or 3 yards wide to the left. We had a great angle on it here.
Yeah, you just right off the foot, you could see it tailing off there to the left side and missed, like you said, by a couple yards. So wasted interception and good offensive push by Marquette ends with a failed field goal. So I guess maybe on the positive side, Taylorville is going to be deep in their own territory, start on the 20-yard line, and this is time for Marquette's defense to just step up again and let's get that ball back.
Taylorville leading 8-7, 1st and 10 from their own 20. And here is the give to Stokes right up the middle. He's stacked up at the line of scrimmage. May have surged forward for a yard out to the 21, but no more as a host of Explorer tacklers met him as he hit the line. James Malone led the way.
Yeah, James Malone was in there. Alex Tesson in there as well. Xavier Jones in there too for Marquette. So nice group effort there to push him back.
2nd down and 9, Taylorville from their own 21-yard line. Odom barking out signals now. He raises up, looks over to the far sideline, and changes the play. Takes the snap. Pump fakes to his left. Now he spins out to the left, and he's going to run with it. Crosses the 20 to the 27-yard line where he's bumped out of bounds. Trayvon Swingler on the tackle. A gain of 6 for Odom on that carry brings about 3rd and about 3 for Taylorville.
It looked like that was, he thought, his better option as he looked downfield. Was going to throw it once, then decided to spin back out, then being pursued by some Explorers, but still picked up 6 yards, so turned out to be a good play.
3rd and 3 for the Tornadoes. And now Odom checks out. And Stokes is going to operate as the quarterback. And they have 3 running backs back there. Stokes keeps it himself. Parker Stokes stacked up, and he's going to be shy of the first down. He's going to be about a half-yard shy. He needed 3, picked up 2. Yeah. And let's see what Taylorville decides to do right here. Will they punt or will they go 4th and 1? Well, they won't have to decide because that is the end of the fourth quarter, the end of the first quarter. And Taylorville will have the intermission to talk about whether to go on 4th and 1 from their own 29. After 1 quarter of action in this Class 4A playoff game, it's Taylorville 8, Marquette 7. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
It's warm outside now, but cold weather will be here soon. Protect your home and save money with Eagle Board Premium Vinyl Siding from Eagle Home Improvement. Each Eagle Board panel covers twice the area of conventional siding. That means less air seeps into your home and you keep more money in your pocket. Eagle Board's beauty and performance will last a lifetime. Call Eagle Home Improvement at 259-2500 for a free no-obligation estimate. Eagle Home Improvement, where integrity counts.
This game has been interesting thus far. Taylorville on their first 2 possessions, moving the ball almost at will, threw an interception deep in Marquette territory. Then Marquette on their first possession, marching down the field, but stopped when they had a critical holding call, forced them to punt. Taylorville scored on its second possession, got the 2-point conversion after lining up as if to kick it. And then on Taylorville's third possession, the Explorers, with another interception, Marquette marched down to the 3-yard line but tried a 22-yard field goal that missed. And now Taylorville on 4th and 1. Now they put the punter out there, but there's no guarantee that he's going to punt. So let's see. He stands at his own 29, or his own 21, and gets the kick away, and it's a short kick that rolls out at the Explorer 42-yard line. So the Marquette offense will take over with great field position. So that time the Explorer defense held. That was a 3-and-out after the missed field goal. And the Marquette offense will come out and try to get things rolling again.
Well, this is the time to do it here with great field position to start. And, again, Marquette's proven they could do something on the ground, and we suspect that'll remain the same unless they change things up a little bit and see if Taylorville adjusts. But like you said, Sam, Taylorville, they sort of came out guns blazing, a little bit of speed early on, and they marched down the field, had that touchdown. But Marquette's answered, and now it's kind of back and forth.
They put it down at the 46-yard line. That's where they say it hit out of bounds. So the Explorers trailing by a point, 1st and 10. Single wing strong to the left side, the wide side of the field. And McAfee calls out the signals. Long count. And a direct snap to Peebles. Peebles running room to the left side. Peebles right up the middle. He's gone. 30. Oh, they might catch him from behind. 10-5 touchdown. Diavi on Peebles. Is that Peebles or Swingler? I can't tell.
That's Peebles.
And it's Peebles once again. And that time it goes for 56 yards. And the Explorers take the lead. Right up the middle he went. He burst through the line of scrimmage. And actually 54 yards on the touchdown carry. And the Explorers have their first lead of the night.
I thought for sure he was wrapped up the last 2 men he passed him, but he just exploded, had that extra gear. And they weren't going to catch him, and he was able to get to the end zone.
So for Diavion Peebles, his second touchdown run of the night. And now Maher's extra point attempt. What a great job by Jace Mag to get the hold down. Now a flag is thrown after the kick went through. The extra point is good, and it's a personal foul against Taylorville, their second personal foul of the night. And the score now, with 11:43 remaining here in the second quarter, it's Marquette 14 and Taylorville 8, and the Explorers will be kicking off from the Taylorville 45-yard line once again. So a lightning strike on the first down play. Peebles goes 54 yards for the touchdown, and the Explorers have the 14-8 lead. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Set, hit. Protection. Can anyone over there give me protection? Danny, hold. Put me in, coach. I can offer protection. Set, hit. Not only can I protect the quarterback, I can protect your dreams. Call me, Gerard Fisher, 466-7062.
American Family Insurance.
Sam Stem along with Mark Ellebrock back at Public School Stadium in Alton. The Explorers with their first lead of the night, leading 14-8. The Explorers with 14 unanswered points. And Diavion Peebles off to a monster start here this evening. 5 carries for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. And now Liam Mayer puts it 10 yards out of the end zone, kicking off from the Taylorville 45-yard line. Taylorville with his second personal foul of the night. And the Explorers have taken control of this game at this point, and now the Marquette defense would like to get another stop.
That's for sure, and they've shown they can do it. They've shown it with the interceptions, with the good blocking up the middle, and handling Taylorville after their first touchdown run. They've shut them down since then. Marquette's cut back, and again, this personal foul penalty on the special teams segment hurting Taylorville.
The Tornadoes starting 1st and 10 from their own 20. Odom takes the snap, gives it on the jet sweep, and the runner out across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. That's Jagger Moore on that jet sweep coming from the left wideout position, and they're going to give him forward progress out to the 29-yard line, a gain of 9 on that carry.
Will Hurst, Xavier Jones there for Marquette in on that tackle, but close to another first down.
Moore, their leading rusher, 2 carries for 32 yards. 2nd and 1 for the Tornadoes from their own 29. Here's the give to Stokes right up the middle, and he's brought down after a gain of 2 out to the 31-yard line, but that'll be the 6th first down of the night for the Tornadoes, and they'll move the chains.
Brady McAfee in there with the tackle for Marquette, but just enough for that first down for Taylorville as they keep it on the ground here for the first 2 plays of this drive.
On Marquette's first couple of possessions, we said it a couple of times that Peebles was just a step from breaking it. Well, on their last 2 possessions, 2 of the last 3 possessions, he did break it.
Yeah.
1st and 10 Tornadoes from their own 31, and Stokes hit in the backfield as he took the snap and then faked a handoff. And while he and the running back that he faked a handoff to were deciding who was going to carry it, the Explorer defensive front broke through and made the tackle for no gain on the play. That was Alex Roberts that got in there.
Yeah, Roberts was in there. Brandon Booz is in there too. Alex Tesson. And all 3 teaming up for that play. Nice job.
2nd and 10 for the Tornadoes. Now Odom sets up as the quarterback. That last play, Stokes took the snap, and they're kind of alternating them now. Quick pass out to the left side. They just tried to run a little slant to the left, and Odom bounced it out there. The guy was wide open. The intended receiver out there was Trey Kreitz, about 5 yards downfield, just running a little slant, wide open, and Odom, I guess he was too open for Odom, and he just eased it out there and bounced it to him.
Yeah,
incomplete.
Hit about 2 yards in front of him, hit him right in the shins.
3rd and 10, Taylorville, a big 3rd down play here. If the Explorers can hold, they can put the offense back out onto the field. 10:05 remaining 2nd quarter. Odom rolls to his left under heavy pressure. Lets it go downfield, incomplete. He had a man open at about the 45, but he couldn't get any touch on it as there were 2 Explorers in his face, and he was running for his life.
And 2 Explorers covering the intended receiver, but again, that pass was short by about a yard, skipped right into his hands. So again, Marquette makes the stop, and Taylorville has a 4th down and a punting situation here.
Back deep for the Explorers. Diavion Peebles stands at his own 35-yard line. Parker Stokes in punt formation. Actually, it's Odom in punt formation. Gets it away, and Peebles will let it go. He lets it go at the last moment, and it takes an Explorer hop and rolls dead at the 33-yard line. That's where Peebles was standing, and he was set to make the reception, but he had a tornado right in his face, so he just stepped aside and let it hit, and it rolled dead right where it hit. So the Explorers offense takes over 1st and 10 from their own 33. Marquette leading at 14-8.
The thing that ball did, though, Sam, it bounced towards Strabel, and Strabel didn't really quite hustle away initially and thought maybe might catch the back of his heel, and he kind of hopped and skipped a little bit and got away from it. Almost a busted play there, but Marquette gets the offensive going again.
Marquette leading by 6. They set up in a single wing, now shift strong right, the wide side of the field. Peebles in the backfield with McAfee, and here's Brady McAfee running straight ahead. Now tries to bounce it outside to the right side, and he fights for a couple of yards, and now a fumble, and who's got the, no, they
down.
say he was down. They say he was down. The ball came loose, but they had blown the whistle as McAfee was stacked up, and they're going to put it down at the 37-yard line after a gain of 4 by Brady McAfee.
The ball was stripped out, and after he had hit the ground, Blatchford picked it up about 5 yards ahead, but the official was there blowing the whistle saying, nope, he was down. So Taylorville tried to get that out as the man was going to the ground.
2nd and 6 for the Explorers from their own 37-yard line. Single wing formation, direct snap, Peebles. Peebles running to the right, turns that corner. Peebles, first down yardage and then some as he crosses the 45. They're going to say he stepped out right at the 45-yard line. That'll be a gain of 8 and the 6th first down of the night for the Explorers.
Yeah, nice job by Marquette there, rolling to the right. He's got that front line. He just follows them through, and they're able to put enough blocks in front of him to give him that first down yardage. They'll mark it, looks like they'll be right at the 46-yard line, so Marquette nearing midfield.
The Explorers have that running game working tonight, and it really is being done at the line of scrimmage. That line is opening some holes. Now Swingler checks in. Peebles checks out. Swingler in the single wing formation with McAfee. Direct snap, Trayvon Swingler. Swingler to the left side, bounces off a tackler. Keeps his legs churning and takes it out to midfield. Trayvon Swingler, a gain of 4 on that carry.
They'll stop him right there at the 50, and boy, he was holding on for dear life with that ball because he had about 2 or 3 Taylorville players who are trying to get that ball from him. But he get a little momentum there, so they'll give him 4 yards on the play.
Swingler had some difficulty last week in Kincaid hanging on to the football, taking those direct snaps, and he didn't see a lot of action after having some trouble with ball security, so he's very mindful of that here this evening. 2nd and 6, Explorers from midfield. Here's a direct snap to McAfee. Brady McAfee trying to find some running room to the right side. A flag is thrown, and that'll be bad news for Marquette. McAfee never could find an opening as Taylorville strung it out, and then my guess is the Explorers will be called for holding here, and that'll set them up with 2nd and long. It is a hold against the Explorers. The flag lying at the Marquette 49, so they march it back to the 39-yard line. And it will become 2nd down and about 17, unless Taylorville declines it. McAfee lost 2 yards on the play back to the 48. Now they're going to walk it off. And they're going to take it all the way back inside to 40. They'll put it down at the 38. So it'll be 2nd down and 18 for the Explorers from their own 38-yard line.
Yeah, the play itself, back to the play, is McAfee just really ran out of room there on that far side of the field from where we are, and the blocking just wasn't there as it has been in previous plays. But then take that penalty, and that just pushes it back anyway. So Marquette trying to get it back here.
2nd and 18 for the Explorers from their own 38-yard line. They've yet to throw the football tonight. Single wing, strong to the right side. Direct snap, and they run that wing counter, and here's Strabel, turns it upfield. Strabel to midfield. Strabel at the 45, at the 40, at the 30, and brought down from behind at the 25, at the 24-yard line. Jeremy Strabel with a big one there, and the Explorers have a first down.
Strabel got to about the 35, and there were about 3 tornadoes alongside of him. They kept running forward. He was maybe going to try to juke a move a little bit, but just waiting for that final tackle, and they finally brought him down. But a nice rebound from that penalty for Marquette.
A 38-yard pickup on that wing counter. That's twice they've run that tonight. It went for 21 and then 38. 1st and 10 Explorers at the Taylorville 24-yard line. And here is the give to Peebles, and he fumbles the football, picks it up, stays on his feet, and gets back to about the 30-yard line for a 6-yard loss. That time they pitched it. They don't normally pitch it, but that time they pitched it back, and Peebles couldn't hang on. Had to go back to about the 36-yard line to pick it up. Then you got a little nervous because instead of falling on it, he picked it up, but he was able to take it back to the 30 and turn what could have been about a 10-yard loss into just a 6-yard loss.
Yeah, I missed the missed connection there, Sam, so I don't know if it was just a bad pitch or if he just dropped it, but you're right, he did a good job by getting back at least and getting a few yards back for there, so Marquette's got a 2nd and long here.
2nd and 16 Explorers at the 30 of Taylorville. Marquette leading 14-8. Single wing strong to the left side. Now they run to the weak side. Here's Brady McAfee, and McAfee gained nothing on that one. May have gotten a yard at most, but I don't think he even got that much. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, he ran around to the other side of 2 Tornadoes, and they brought him down right there at the line of scrimmage. So now Marquette's sputtering a little bit. Needed to get some momentum off that long play by Strabel, but the miscue there in the backfield, now a stop. So now it's a 3rd and, what'd you say, 16, I guess?
3rd and 16 for the Explorers at the 30 of Taylorville. 6:05 and counting remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 14-8 after trailing 8-0 early. Direct snap to Peebles. Peebles trying to turn that left corner. Peebles pops through the line of scrimmage, but only gains a few. Down to the 27-yard line, and it's going to be 4th down and about 13 for the Explorers. And Liam Maher will come on for a long field goal attempt.
Gunter Reese, the number 55 for Taylorville, with a tackle there for the Tornadoes. So here we go.
Jace Mag will hold. They'll put it down at the 33-yard line. It'll be a 43-yard attempt from just inside the left hash mark. The snap, the spot, the kick. It's up, it's high, it's plenty long. And it is good. A 43-yard field goal by Liam Maher, and the Explorers extend their lead. The clock is still running. They need to stop the clock with 5:09 now remaining in the first half. The score now, the Explorers 17 and the Tornadoes 8. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
You walk onto this campus and it feels as though you're at an Ivy League institution.
It is cultured in so many ways. You would never know that it is a 2-year college.
This place is truly amazing. I love going to school here.
It is definitely not like any other community college.
If you're looking for a way for your life to change, then Lewis and Clark is the place for you to be.
With Mark Ellebrock, Sam Stem back at Public School Stadium in Alton. Marquette has scored 17 unanswered points after Taylorville took an 8-0 lead with 3:55 remaining in the first quarter. The Explorers have reeled off 17 straight, lead at 17-8, and now Liam Maher kicking it away from his own 40 will be returned from the 5 to the 10 to the 15 to the 20 to about the 25-yard line comes the return man. And that Marquette defense, which has really stepped it up here on the last few possessions of Taylorville, back out onto the field. And this game early on looked like Taylorville had Marquette overmatched as Taylorville was just marching right down the field. And only Marquette interception deep in their own territory early on kept Taylorville from having a bigger lead than 8-0. And since then, Marquette has taken over. 1st and 10 Tornadoes from their own 25-yard line. Direct snap to Parker Stokes, and he hands it off, and right up the middle of the running back, number 2, Evan Champley, takes it for a good gain, a gain of 8 out to the 30, gain of 9 out to the 34.
Tackled by Xavier Jones there for Marquette to hold him just shy of that first down.
Champley, 2 carries for 17 yards. And this time Stokes keeps it himself, operating from the quarterback position, has first down yardage out across the 35 to the 39-yard line. A gain of 5 for Stokes and a first down, the 7th of the night for the Tornadoes. Marquette has 7 first downs as well.
Brought down that time by the junior, number 54, Brandon Booz for Marquette.
The clock rolling with 4:25 remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 17-8. Marquette the 8 seed. Taylorville the 9 seed in the southern bracket of the 4A playoffs. Now the give right up the middle, big hole. This is going to go a long way. It's going to go for a touchdown. Champley 10-5, touchdown. A 61-yard touchdown run by Evan Champley. They opened a hole, he burst through it, and it was evident from the moment he broke the line of scrimmage, he was going to go, and just like that, the Tornadoes answer.
Well, he was lined up there in the backfield, Sam, and he did. He got that ball, got a couple of holes that he broke through, and that was it, untouched past the line of scrimmage, and no one could catch him. Giving chase for Marquette was Caleb Ware, but he was about 3 or 4 yards back, tried to dive and grab his ankle, but that was to naught. So here we go. Taylorville answers finally as they get back on the board.
Now they line up as if to kick the extra point to make it a 2-point game. They faked it out of this formation earlier. This time they kick it, and the kick is up high, long, and good off the toe of Jagger Moore. So it took Taylorville only 1 minute 2 seconds to answer the Explorers' field goal. And with 4:07 remaining in the first half, the score now, Marquette 17, Taylorville 15. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Has free checking become a thing of the past? Not if Liberty has anything to say about it. With 3 free personal checking options and even a free business checking account, free is alive and well at Liberty Bank, the local bank that gives you free checking choices and more cashing in your pocket. Bank locally, bank Liberty. For more information, visit www.bankliberty.com.
And here is a squib kick taken by Caleb Ware, one of the up men. He tries to find some running room to the left side, crosses the 35, and takes it out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. And the Explorer offense will set up there. Plenty of time, 4 minutes remaining in the half. And Marquette would like to put more points on the board before the start of the second half. Remember, Marquette will receive the second half kickoff. So if they could find a way to fashion about a 4-minute drive here and then take the first possession of the second half, an opportunity for Marquette to expand their 2-point lead. 1st and 10 from their own 42. Direct snap, Peebles. Peebles working the right side. Peebles mowed down after he gained a couple. He went off tackle right, had an initial opening, and then it closed down quickly. And a 2-yard pickup for Diavian Peebles out to the 44-yard line.
Now, he hit a wall of Taylorville players there, a few Marquette players, too, that were all smashed together, so no real hole there, and a short gain.
Down to 3:30 and counting, remaining in the first half. Marquette will take its time. If they can't advance the chains, they want to take as much time off the clock as they can. And the Explorers do have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. 2nd and 8, Explorers from their own 44. Here's that wing counter, and this time Strabel tried to cut it back. He saw a little congestion coming here to the left side and tried to cut it back, and there was nothing there either. And he actually lost a yard on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 9 for the Explorers.
Evan Champley in there along with Jack Curtin for Taylorville making the tackle, and he just turned right back into them, and a few more tornadoes that brought him back down. So Marquette up the middle again, trying to break something open.
2:45 and counting remaining in the first half. Marquette leading 17-15. The Explorers, well, they said Strabel got back to the line of scrimmage. It's 3rd and 8, Marquette from their own 44. McAfee, long count. And the direct snap to Swingler. He's going to throw downfield. It goes, and it is incomplete. The intended receiver was, well, I'm not sure, was that Blatchford out there? I think it was.
Yeah.
Out near the first down marker. And Swingler's throw on that halfback option pass was just a little bit low. So with the incompletion, it stops the clock with 2:19 remaining. And now Liam Maher on in punting formation. He stands back at his own 31-yard line. And the return man for Taylorville back at his own 20. Maher gets the kick away. Oh, it's a dandy. He angles it towards the near sideline, and it is fumbled. It is fumbled, and it is recovered by the Explorers at the 12-yard line. I don't know what Jordan Moats was thinking. There's no way he should have tried to field that punt, but he did, and it went off his shoulder pad, and the Explorers were there to recover it. I didn't see who got on it, but it's 1st and 10 Marquette at the 13 of Taylorville.
Number 32, the junior Cameron Rainey, Sam, is the Marquette Explorer who came up with the ball. He was there and took that little deflection, dove on it, held on for dear life, and there we go. Marquette gets that break now deep within Taylorville territory.
The third Taylorville turnover of the night. 1st and 10 Marquette at the Tornado 13-yard line. 2:08 remaining in the half, and I'll tell you what, Maher got all of that one. And the direct snap to Peebles. Peebles trying to sweep the left side and bumped out of bounds here on the near sideline at about the 9-yard line. They're going to put it down. So a gain on the carry of 4 for Peebles. Well, with Liam Maher on the squad, you want ball security here because you want at least 3. But ideally, you want to put it into the end zone here. 2nd down and 6 for the Explorers at the 9 of Taylorville. Plenty of time. Clock stopped with 2:04 remaining. Swingler in the backfield with McAfee. Direct snap, Swingler. Swingler right up the middle. Trayvon Swingler. Those legs churning down to about the 5-yard line. Now Taylorville says they've taken the ball away. The Explorers say, no, we still have it. Let's see what the officials say. And they say, no, the play was blown dead. They put the ball down at the 6 after a 3-yard pickup by Trayvon Swingler.
And I saw a couple of Taylorville players there trying to strip that ball out, and almost at the same time about 6 or 7 said, we got it, but officials came in and overruled that quickly after a short game for Marquette.
So 5-yard pickup for Swingler, and it's 3rd and 2 for the Explorers, 3rd and 3 at the 6 of Taylorville. 1:24 remaining. Direct snap, Peebles. Peebles trying to run to the right side, turns it upfield. He's mowed down at the 5-yard line after gaining a yard, and it's going to be 4th down and 2, and here comes the field goal squad.
And nice job by Taylorville that time. That was Stokes, got him from behind, brought him down just short.
Boy, there was a hole there. There was a hole there momentarily, and Peebles turned it up, and that hole shut down quickly. He needed 3. He only got 1, and now a timeout taken, I think, by the Explorers with 1:01 remaining here in the first half. Marquette leading 17-15. Remember, following the game, we'll name the Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game. Stay tuned for that. And don't forget our sports programming on the air on 94.3 The Big Z tomorrow at 10 o'clock at Sports Talk. Sports Director Brent Berkland with scores, highlights, coaches, interviews, and more. He'll recap that Oiler game up in Carlinville that you heard earlier. He'll recap the Rochester Civic Memorial 4A playoff game that will be on the air at about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, being played tonight up in Rochester. And then at 10:30, Illini pregame. At 11 o'clock, the Illini homecoming game as Illinois hosts the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Then that CM Rochester broadcast for you. And the Explorers, after the timeout, send the field goal squad out. Jace Mag will hold. Liam Maher, 1 for 2 in field goal attempts tonight. He missed one from 22. He hit one from 43. And now Taylorville trying to ice Liam Maher. And they call another timeout. I think both of those timeouts were called by Taylorville. 1:01 remaining in the first half. The score, Marquette 17, Taylorville 15. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
I'll grab the birthday cake. You bring the gift, if you're sure she's ready.
She's 16, honey, and she's earned a set of keys.
She's studied and practiced, I know, but it's a big responsibility.
When you have a teen driver, it's good to know that Madison Mutual has the insurance coverage you need.
She's ready, and so are we. I talked to our Madison Mutual agent.
Call Barry Macias, your local independent insurance agent, at 467-2874.
The more life changes, the more you need Madison Mutual.
Well, that was a Marquette timeout, and here's why. They leave the offense out on the field. 4th and 2 at the 5 of Taylorville with 1:01 remaining in the first half. And they line it up. Single wing formation. Long count. Direct snap, and it's to the up back, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Explorers. A 5-yard touchdown run. Was that Bagnall? No, it was McAfee. Brady McAfee. I'll tell you what happened. Peebles faked like he took the direct snap and took off running to the right, but they snapped it to McAfee. He went right up the middle, 5 yards for the touchdown, and what a huge play that is. The Explorers in the end zone for the third time here in the first half. It comes with 55 seconds remaining in the half, and now Liam Maher attempting to add point number 24 out of the hold of Jace Mag. The kick up high, long, and good. 55 seconds remaining in the half, and the Explorers have their 9-point lead back. It's Marquette 24, Taylorville 15. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
At Midwest Members Credit Union, you are important. We work hard to ensure you have the best banking experience possible. Whether you are inquiring about opening a savings account or wanting to learn more about a loan, our professionals are here to help you with any questions, and we will walk you through every step of the process. Since opening our doors in 1935, we've never forgotten that our members are our most important asset, which is why we continue to excel. For all your banking needs, Midwest Members is the one place to go.
Had trouble getting distance. This time he does put it into the end zone. No run back, and that's what I was afraid of. You give them a chance for a run back and they answer your touchdown just like that. And now with 55 seconds remaining in the half, the Explorer defense just needs to snuff out a few Taylorville plays here, and Marquette would take a huge 9-point lead into the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, we know Taylorville can blow things open. They can get the long, big play. They've done that already here today. So Marquette needs to be aware of that, need to stop it, and just play a good prevent here and nothing big.
Taylorville with 3 turnovers here in the first half. That's the headline. Back to throw. Odom sets up a screen to the left and some running room. Right up the middle they go out to the 40-yard line, a gain of 20. And making the reception was number 15, Justin Wright, his second reception of the night.
McAfee brought him down there.
21-yard pickup.
McAfee with the tackle and a hurry-up offense here for Taylorville.
The clock rolling with 45 seconds remaining in the half. 1st and 10 from their own 40. Pump fake. Now he lets it go deep down the right sideline. That is dropped. It was in the hands of the intended receiver, number 28, Michael Durbin. Coverage out there. Was that Brady McAfee on him?
Strable, I believe.
No, Strable's not on that side of yeah, it was Strable. You're right. Strable was over there. And he had him step for step. But
the throw was a little behind him, so he kind of went back there.
It was a back shoulder throw to Durbin. He had it in his hands and dropped it. And so now it's going to be 2nd and 10. Back to throw Odom. Now he steps up. He's got some running room. He's going to take it down the left sideline, and he's bumped out of bounds at midfield. And he picked up 11 on the carry. That'll stop the clock with 30 seconds remaining.
Flag.
There was a flag thrown, and that's going to go.
That's in the bench.
It's going to go against Taylorville, and it could be that they had some folks on the sideline there standing on the field when that play came to the far sideline. Either that or somebody took a shot at one of the Marquette players.
Well,
if the play stands, it's an 11-yard pickup for Odom down to the Marquette 49-yard line, but the penalty apparently is going to be marked off, and now one of the Marquette defenders, Swingler, shakes hands with Brandon Odom.
I think, Sam, from what I could see, there may have been a question about a hit, and it was close to the sidelines, and there was a coach.
It's a sideline warning is what it is. It was not a penalty, just a sideline warning, and that's because the players were not back 3 yards off the sideline. So the 11-yard pickup by Odom stands, a first down for Taylorville. 1st and 10 at the Marquette, they put it right down at midfield with 30 seconds remaining. So in 25 seconds, they've gone from their own 20 to midfield. 1st and 10, Odom in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, drops to throw. He's got time. He lets it go down the middle, and it's dropped. He put it right in the hands of Justin Wright at the Explorer 30-yard line, and he dropped it.
And he was there right in front of Mag, and he had the ball. He stopped, turned, got the ball, and right out of his hands.
Well, the Explorers are playing soft. They're keeping everything in front of them. And so there are some openings, and Wright was wide open 20 yards downfield. The ball hit him right in the hands, and he couldn't hang on. And so now 2nd and 10, 26 seconds remaining in the half. Marquette leading 24-15. Odom back to throw. They set up a middle screen. They complete it to Stokes. Oh, and what a tackle. What a tackle by the Explorers with Xavier Jones, as that was Parker Stokes who caught the screen pass. Jones knifed in and threw him down after only a 3-yard pickup. Otherwise, that play was going to go for big yardage.
Boy, he was right place, right time, made one move to the left, and Jones just grabbed him around the legs and brought him down. And nice job there by Marquette to hold him there. We got a timeout on the field.
Taylorville uses a timeout, facing 3rd and 7 at the Marquette 47-yard line with 18 seconds remaining in the half. The Marquette defense has got to be sure to keep Taylorville out of the end zone here. This will be a huge swing in momentum if Taylorville can find a way to get it in. And again, I'll remind you, Marquette will receive the second half kickoff. Marquette leading by 9. They trailed 8-0. They came storming back with 17 unanswered points. Taylorville cut it to a 2-point margin, and Marquette has answered. And now Taylorville, 3rd and 7. And Odom back to throw, and it's not Odom now. Yeah, it is Odom. Oh, the ball is loose. Is that an incomplete pass? Yes, they say his arm was going forward. Odom was surrounded by Explorer defenders, and as he went to throw, the ball came loose, but they say his arm was going forward. Alex Roberts was in there, along with James Malone. And the clock stopped now with 9.7 seconds remaining. And Taylorville facing 4th and 7 at the Explorer 47-yard line. We'll keep the offense out there. And Odom back to throw, steps up, under pressure, gets away, lets it go downfield, and that is incomplete. And the Explorers will have 2.8 seconds to send the offense out there. And I don't know what they'll do. Maybe they'll take a knee. Maybe they'll try to do something with one play remaining. But the Marquette defense holds once again. And the Explorers will take a lead in at halftime. They lead by 9 now, and let's see. Will they try and throw something downfield? Will they see if maybe Peebles can pop one? They're 53 yards from pay dirt. 2.8 seconds remaining in the half. Marquette leading at 24-15.
There's a flag.
Not sure.
They thought there were too many. He waves it off. He thought they had 12 and counted the helmets and came back around. So now Marquette will try again.
Marquette was in the huddle, and the referee threw the flag and then counted, as you said, helmets. Came up with 11 and said, oops, my mistake. So 2.8 seconds remaining. Marquette sets up in that single wing. They haven't spread it out one time all night. Peebles in the backfield with McAfee. On the first down play, McAfee back to throw, lets it go deep down the middle, and that is intercepted down at the 25-yard line. So that'll go down as an Explorer turnover, but it's on the last play of the half. The only pass attempt of the half for the Explorers. And this big crowd here on the home side comes to their feet and salutes the Marquette Explorers, who at halftime lead the Taylorville Tornadoes. It's Marquette 24, Taylorville 15. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
One of the greatest myths about car dealers is that some pay less for their cars than others. Hi, I'm John Roberts, and we all pay the same. Here at Roberts Motors, we can compete with any Ford dealer, regardless of how big they are or how great they say their deals are. The number one concern of anyone buying a car today is service. At Roberts Motors, we pride ourselves in exceptional service before, after, and during the sale. Stop in today and see why Roberts has been the home of happy customers since 1949. Or see us online at RiverBender.com.
Trust Family Auto Sales and Cycles focuses on providing you with the highest quality used vehicles in the Riverbend. Before hitting the lot, all cars are thoroughly inspected and serviced in our very own repair shop. We make sure your future vehicle will look like it just came off the assembly line. We have a massive selection of cars with price ranges to fit any budget, and our motorcycles look like they just came off the showroom floor. Trust can finance any credit situation and have you on the road in no time. Whether you're looking for a car, truck, van, SUV, hybrid, or motorcycle, Trust Family Auto Sales has you covered.
Stem along with Mark Ellerbrock back at Public Schools Stadium in Alton. Second half action of this Class 4A playoff game. The Explorers with a 9-point lead, 24-15 over Taylorville, and the Explorers will return. And it's Peebles. Peebles from his 12, out across the 15 to the 20 to the 25, and out to the 30-yard line, still churning the feet. And they'll give him the 31-yard line is where the Explorer offense will start. 1st and 10, Marquette with the 9-point lead and the football. Well, the Rogers Theorem, taught to me by none other than Hall of Fame coach John Rogers. And Coach Rogers always said the most important possession of the football game is the first possession of the second half. Marquette with a 9-point lead. If they can march down and put points on the board, they can take firm control of this game. If Taylorville gets a 3-and-out in good field position, the Tornadoes right back in the game. Peebles on the direct snap, off tackle left for 2 out to the 33-yard line. That'll be 2nd and 8 for the Explorers.
Yeah, ran right up into that line, the defensive line for Taylorville. So short gain. So Marquette keeping it to around right the middle.
A short 2 as
opposed to the long 2.
Yeah, that's right. Second and leaves 2nd and a long 8.
Right.
Just underway in the second half, the Explorers with a 9-point lead. Stay in that single wing. They have not lined up wide all night long. And here's the give on that wing counter. Strable trying to turn the right corner. Strable hemmed in, eludes a tackler, still on his feet. First down yardage and then some all the way out across the 45 and bumped out of bounds on the far sideline. Strable was very, very patient on that run, and they're going to say he stepped out at the 43. But nonetheless, it was a gain of 10 and a first down for the Explorers.
And he turned that corner at about the 35-yard line. He dodged a tackle and then had some more blocking in front of him and was able to get up there to, like you said, the 43 and the first down.
1st and 10 Explorers right there. Single wing, strong to the left side. That's the wide side of the field. Direct snap, Peebles. Peebles tries to turn that corner. What a block by McAfee, but Peebles is wrapped up from behind. Parker Stokes was the first to hit him. So as Peebles was patient and waited for McAfee to seal the edge, Parker Stokes stalking Peebles from behind brought him down for no gain on the play. Peebles 13 carries for 159 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2nd down and 10 for the Explorers. Only 1 pass attempt on the night by Marquette. McAfee threw an interception on the final play of the half as they tried to throw the home run ball. Marquette sets up in the single wing formation from their own 43-yard line. Peebles in the backfield with McAfee. Direct snap. No, it's Swingler. Trayvon Swingler right up the middle, and Swingler brought down at the 49-yard line. After a gain of 6, that'll bring about 3rd and 4.
I didn't see a Taylorville play that he may have tripped over somebody else's foot, Sam, that brought him down because nobody seemed to be grabbing for him at least that time as he walked through. But he got close to midfield, just about there to the 50, and a few yards away from the first down.
3rd and 4 Explorers, the first possession of the second half. Now Peebles in the backfield with McAfee. The line of scrimmage, the Marquette 49. McAfee in the pistol formation with Peebles to his right. Now they shift and make the right side, the wide side, the strong side. Peebles moves to the left of McAfee. And on 3rd and 4, a long count. And the direct snap to Peebles. Peebles turns it upfield. Peebles on his feet and finally hauled down. After a gain of only 2, he needed 4, and it's going to be 4th down and 2 for the Explorers at the 49 of Taylorville, and Marquette will send the punting team on.
And again, I think this is just like the first part of the game, Sam. He's just 1 step away, 1 block away, 1 turn away from breaking through. And these couple of times he got up to the line, just couldn't find that last hole he needed and just stopped short.
Liam Maher in punt formation stands at his own 38-yard line awaiting the snap. The return man, Jordan Moats, standing back inside his own 15, and this time they let it go. It was a short kick by Maher, and it rolls dead at the 20 of Taylorville, and the Tornadoes will start 1st and 10 right there, trailing by 9. So the Explorers got 1 first down on that possession, but couldn't get the second one. And now the Explorer defense that played so well there in the first half back out onto the field. 8:35 remaining in the third quarter. Marquette leading it by a score of 24-15. The winner will play Althoff. Here is, they get right up the middle, and that play is shut down. Nothing there whatsoever. And it was James Malone who made the initial hit.
Yep.
And then he got lots of help. A 2-yard loss on the carry by Evan Champley.
Tesson in there, Alex Tesson was in there, but you're right, Malone had that first hit, stopped him right there, and actually for a loss.
2nd and 12, Taylorville from their own 18-yard line. Their sophomore quarterback, Brandon Odom, in the pistol formation with receivers left and right, back to throw. Looks left, now running to his right. He splits a couple of defenders, has first down yardage and then some. Still on his feet out at the 40, all the way out to the 45-yard line. A 27-yard pickup on what was called as a passing play, and Odom just scrambles for 27 yards in the first down.
Well, he outran the linemen that were pursuing him, and then he got into the secondary and then juked a couple of guys and broke a tackle and was able to turn what looks like was going to be a short gain into a nice gain near midfield.
1st and 10, Taylorville at their own 45-yard line. Here's the give, running play right up the middle. Lots of running room there for Parker Stokes. Fumbles the football, but lands right on top of it at the Marquette 42-yard line. So it'll be a gain of 13 for Stokes and another first down. He very nearly lost that one.
And there's a Marquette player down on the field. That is Xavier Jones. Grabbing his knee, he stood up and then went right back down to the turf, Sam, so they're going to take a look at him.
Well, and it's apparently a cramp just based upon the way. If it's a knee injury, you don't take the leg and start bending it like that, so they're trying to work the cramp out of him. So that'll be the good news, that it's nothing more serious than a cramp. But Parker Stokes on that carry had a huge hole right up the middle. He burst through, and then I don't think anybody hit him. I think he was switching the football from one arm to the other, dropped it, and it bounced right back up to him as he was going down. And Taylorville avoided another turnover there. So while they attend to Xavier Jones, well, they get him up, and here he comes to the near sideline, grabbing at that left calf, and he's got a cramp, and he'll try to work that out to get some fluid in him. It is a little bit warmer here tonight than it has been in recent weeks. Warmer than it has been all week at practice, and hydration may be an issue. So Jones will come over here on the near sideline. And it's 1st and 10 for Taylorville at the Marquette 42-yard line. So this drive for the Tornadoes started at their own 20 following the Marquette punt. On the first down play, here's the give right up the middle. Champley inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line, a gain of 4.
Hit by a couple of Explorers there at the line. Will Hurst finally brought him down there at the end as he sort of bounced around there through that line of Taylorville.
The clock rolling with 7:05 remaining in the third quarter. Marquette with a 9-point lead. 2nd and 6, Taylorville. Again, the give to Champley right up the middle. Stumbles through an opening and brought down at the 32-yard line. And that'll be very close to a first down, and they may want to measure. They stop the clock as they look it over. A 6-yard pickup by Champley on that carry. And Taylorville just getting back to basics here. They're going to say it's 3rd and short. 3rd and about a foot for Taylorville, just outside the Marquette 32-yard line. Have to get just inside the 32 for the first down, or right at the 32. So they are just a foot short. 2 receivers to the left. Look out, they might put it up here. Now they give it to Champley right up the middle. and he's going to have the first down as he spins his way down to the 32-yard line. A 2-yard pickup for Champley, who is their leading ground gainer. 7 carries for 88 yards. The third first down of this drive, the 13th of the night for Taylorville, and they move the sticks with 6:23 remaining here in the third quarter. 1st and 10, Taylorville at the Marquette 30-yard line. Brandon Odom this time goes under center. Takes the snap, gives it to Champley. Evelyn Champley breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, surges forward down to the 26-yard line. A gain of 4 there for Champley.
Tackle on the play for Marquette that time. That time it was Jones and Tesson there, the 2 Explorers.
So Xavier Jones back in there after coming out with that cramp. 5 carries for Champley on this drive for about 14 yards. 2nd down and 6, Taylorville at the Marquette 26-yard line. Odom in the pistol, takes a snap, quarterback draw, right up the middle he goes, eludes 1 tackler, inside the 20, inside the 15, down to the 13-yard line, a pickup of 13 on that quarterback draw by Brandon Odom.
And again, missed tackles up front by Marquette's line. He gets in the secondary. Jace Mag finally brings him down. But now, as Taylorville keeps it on the ground, they're killing some clock and they're making some progress.
1st and 10 at the Explorer 13-yard line. Now some substitutions for Taylorville. They go without a huddle, but they get some different personnel in there. And they put 2 running backs in the backfield. Champley back there along with Heath Fleming. And a quick pass out to the left, a wide receiver screen out there. And, oh, what a tackle. Marquette defender out there. Is that Swingler? It was, I believe. And making the reception for Taylorville was
Number
Michael
6.
Durbin on that wide receiver screen. And it goes as a 2-yard pickup. Could have been a lot more.
Yeah, we saw a similar play earlier with Strabel. This time it was Swingler. Swingler broke away from the man who was trying to block him and just reached out and made the tackle. Nice job.
2nd and 8 at the 11 for Taylorville. Here's Odom right up the middle. After he faked a handoff, he followed the first man through and takes it down to about the 6-yard line for a gain of about 5 on that carry for Odom. And it's going to be 3rd down. 3rd and about 3 for Taylorville at the Marquette 6-yard line. So now they're going to substitute Parker Stokes into the ball game, and Odom checks out. So Stokes will line up as the quarterback. He's also a running back. He did throw a pass earlier in the game, and that was intercepted. So Stokes takes the snap, hands it off to Champley. He bounces off some tacklers, tries to bounce it to the outside, and he's tackled at the 10-yard line for a 4-yard loss.
Nice job there by Marquette. Brady McAfee from behind brings him down, and Marquette's defense holds that play.
Now let's see. It appears the field goal team will come on for Taylorville as they face 4th and 7. And they'll put it down for a field goal attempt at the 17-yard line. It'll be a 27-yard attempt off the toe of Jagger Moore. They line it up from the left hash mark. The snap, the spot, the kick. It's up, it's high, it's plenty long, and it's good. So 3:0. Well, the clock is still running. Need to stop the clock. There we go. 3:01 remaining here in the third quarter. And the Marquette lead has been cut to 6. It's the Explorers 24 and the Tornadoes 18. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Roper's Regal Beagle, located on Godfrey Road, is the Metro East premier sports bar and grill. Open Sunday through Thursday till 2 a.m. and Fridays and Saturdays till 3 a.m. At Roper's Regal Beagle, you will enjoy some of the area's best pizza from their wood-fired pizza oven. There's also a full kitchen offering a huge variety, as well as a soup and salad bar. Sports fans, Roper's Regal Beagle is the place to watch the game. 27 TVs, NFL ticket, Big Ten, Pac-12, and streaming local high school sports.
1 remaining here in the third quarter. It's the Explorers 24 and the Tornadoes 18. And Moore's kickoff is a high end-over-end kick taken at the 20 by Peebles. Straight ahead, he goes to the 25. Bounces it outside to the right side, turns that right corner at the 30, and takes it out to about the 36-yard line before he's brought down. And the Explorer offense, which managed a first down but then had to punt after that on its first possession of the second half, comes out, and they'd like to put a nice drive together here and build upon that 6-point lead.
Yeah, nice return there for Marquette, so decent field position here. They need to get something going here after being shut down in that first series with Taylorville marching down and getting 3 points, cutting into that Marquette lead.
1st and 10 Explorers from their own 36. They stay with that single wing formation. Peebles in the backfield with McAfee. They set up strong right and then shift to strong left, which is the wide side of the field. On the first down play, direct snap to Peebles. Peebles tries to turn that left corner, cuts it back. He's out across the 40 and dives forward to the 44-yard line. An 8-yard pickup. Well, they're going to say his knee went down at the 47. A 7-yard pickup for Peebles on first down.
Yeah, again, nice effort there by Peebles for sure to drive it up there towards midfield and about 3 yards shy of a first down.
2nd and 3 for the Explorers from their own 43-yard line. Single wing, strong right. Peebles in the backfield with McAfee. On the second down play, long count. And here is the snap to McAfee, and McAfee goes straight ahead, takes it to the 45 for a gain of 2. He's going to be a yard shy of the first down. That play worked for the touchdown earlier. Peebles faked like he had taken the direct snap and took off to his right, but they snapped it to McAfee, and he went straight ahead and got 2. It's 3rd and 1.
The boys stood up there just by a host of tornadoes there. Marquette line pushing forward, too, trying to get that extra yard, but that one just a yard short.
So 3rd and 1 now for the Explorers from their own 45-yard line. Direct snap, Peebles. Peebles working the right side. Peebles stacked up, but he's going to have the first down. They're going to give him forward progress, I think. They keep inching back closer to the line of scrimmage, but they move the chains, and Peebles needed a yard. He got a yard and a foot. First down, Marquette.
Yeah, the far official began running across and looked like he was about a yard ahead of that first down marker, and the referee finally confirms it. So Marquette does what they need to do and get that first down here.
The 10th first down of the night for the Explorers. Their second here in the second half. 1st and 10, just outside their own 46-yard line. Single wing, strong right. That's the short side of the field. On the first down play, here's the snap to the up man. That's Bagnall, I think.
Yes.
And Bagnall with a short gain on the play, as both McAfee and I think that was Swingler in the backfield that time. They carried out their fakes, but they snapped it to the up back, Bagnall, and he gains only a yard out to the 48-yard line. His first carry of the night. 2nd down and 9, Marquette from their own 48-yard line. Single wing, strong left, the wide side of the field. And they run that wing counter. Here's Strable to the right side. Strable turns it upfield, out of bounds. Stepped out. Oh, they don't give him a very good spot. He stepped out at the 49. Well, let's see. Now they're going to move it to the 48 of Taylorville. And that'll go for about a 5-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and a long 4 for the Explorers.
Yeah, Fisher was right there. He tried to dance along that sideline, almost got down to the 45 before he was out of bounds, but they say he stepped out right where they marked it there at the 49 and a half, maybe 48 and a half.
3rd and 4 for Marquette. We'll call it the 48 of Taylorville. Single wing, strong left. It sure does look like Taylorville has a guy lined up in the neutral zone, but they don't throw a flag. And here's Peebles to the left side, and Peebles pounds his way down to the 45 of Taylorville, and it's going to bring about 4th and 1 for the Explorers. He needed 4. He got 3, and it's going to be a long yard.
Now, the Taylorville player's hand was nearly across the line of scrimmage. Sam passed the ball, And we could see it from up here, but none of the officials saw it there on the floor.
And that's the end of the third quarter of action. And when we return, Marquette will be facing 4th and 1 at the 45 of Taylorville. After 3 quarters, it's the Explorers 24, Taylorville 18. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
In today's economy, everyone's looking for an encouraging sign. That's exactly what you'll find right here at my State Farm office in Bethalto. I'm Tom Lane, and for 86 years, State Farm agents like me have been helping you protect the things that matter most. That's why more people trust State Farm, and why we consider that a very good sign.
Call Tom Lane State Farm office in Bethalto at 377-8912 or go to tomlaneagency.net.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Facing 4th and 1 at the 45 of Taylorville. The Explorers appear to be setting up in punt formation, but they have Brady McAfee back there as the punter, not Liam Mayer. And now they shift out of the punt formation and set up on 4th and 1. Will they snap it or will they try to draw him offside? Direct snap right up the middle. McAfee has the first down. He takes it down to the 42-yard line. A gain of 3 and a big gamble there for the Explorers, but they convert.
Pays off for Marquette as he takes it right up the gut. Good job by the offensive line to push forward and give Marquette that solid first down now into Taylorville territory. And that play will start on the 42-yard line.
Just underway in the 4th quarter. Marquette leading 24-18. The Explorers led 24-15 at the half, so the only scoring in the 3rd quarter, that field goal by Taylorville. 1st and 10 Explorers at the 42 of the Tornadoes. Ball security so important at this point of the ball game. Direct snap to Peebles, trying to turn that right corner. He gets a block, takes it inside the 40, but he's stacked up at the 38-yard line. A gain of nearly 4, maybe 5 on the carry. They're going to put him out at the 38, a gain of 4 for Peebles. Peebles now 18 carries for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. He broke 2 long ones in the first half. And Peebles has shown some great patience back there waiting for the block. Brady McAfee is not your usual quarterback. When they direct snap it to Peebles or Swingler, McAfee gets out front, and he is a superb blocker. Now Swingler checks into the backfield with McAfee. 2nd and 6 Explorers at the 38 of Taylorville. Single wing strong to the right side, the short side of the field. Direct snap to Swingler. Swingler, he cuts it bad. Swingler had a hole and he didn't cut up inside, tried to take it outside, then finally cut late. And he gains 2 down to the 36-yard line, but he had a huge hole, and he was indecisive about his cut and picked up 2 when he could have gotten a lot more.
Yeah, McAfee again was in there also with some blocks. Connor Morrissey was pushing ahead, and like you said, he just hesitated momentarily, and that was long enough for Taylorville to come in, wrap him up, and hold him there.
3rd and 4 Explorers at the 36 of the Tornadoes. The clock rolling with 9:50 remaining here in the 4th quarter. Marquette with a 6-point lead, 24-18. On 3rd and 4. Direct snap to Swingler. Swingler off tackle left, very close to first down yardage. It's going to depend upon the spot. If they go with the guy on the near side, they've got it, and he does have the first down. He needed 4, he got 5. First down Explorers.
Nice job there by Marquette's line and everybody just pushing forward. And, now
now wait a minute.
Hang on.
I'm pretty sure based upon the spot, the stick is set up right on the 32, and the football's well inside the 32. So, but they're going to measure just to be sure. We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a 6-point game. And they're not going to take any chances, but Marquette has this by more than the length of the football. Well, it is the length of the football.
But just enough. Just enough to get across there, so they confirmed it. So Marquette another first down again, keeping the ball on the ground, running some clock, and Marquette pushing forward again.
The Explorers have thrown 1 pass all night long. Well, actually 2. They had a halfback option pass that went incomplete. McAfee threw one pass, and that was on the final play of the first half when they tried to throw a Hail Mary, and that one was intercepted. Otherwise, it's been single wing all night long. Never split a wideout out. 1st and 10 Marquette at the 32 of Taylorville. Explorers set up strong right. Now they shift and set up strong left, the wide side of the field. Swingler in the backfield now. Whistles and flags prior to the snap. And did Taylorville step into the neutral zone? I believe they had somebody that lined up offside, just like they did earlier.
Yeah.
This time they called it a 5-yard walk-off. That's the first penalty of the second half. I have to tell you, one of the officials was up here prior to the game, and I said to him, I said, keep those flags in your pocket. Well, that's only the 7th penalty of the night. So it's not been, there have not been many penalty flags thrown whatsoever. So 1st and 5 Explorers at the 27 of Taylorville. Marquette with a 6-point lead, 8:50 and counting remaining here in the fourth quarter. The Explorers trailed early but have led since late first quarter. On the first down play, high snap to Swingler. He brings it down. A nice opening for Swingler, but they close it down quickly. And now Taylorville says they've got the football. Did Swingler lose it? Or are they going to rule him down? Taylorville claiming they have it. The officials unstacking them. And this would be a huge turnover, and it is. Taylorville football. Swingler lost the football. Well, I'll tell you what, he had a huge hole there. And he closed down quickly, and somebody stripped the ball as he went to the ground. And Taylorville forces a huge turnover and takes over 1st and 10 at their own 26. Taylorville trailing by 6.
Well, he tried to plead his case. He's showing the coach, the Marquette coach, that his knee was down, but the referee said, nope, Taylorville ball.
1st and 10, Tornadoes from their own 26. And here's the jet sweep to the right side, and Moore turns it upfield, crosses the 30, and takes it out to the 31 for a gain of about 5. Jagger Moore, they're going to say he went down at the 30 after a 4-yard pickup.
And junior Will Hurst in there in the tackle for Marquette.
2nd down and 6 for the Tornadoes, trailing by 6. The line of scrimmage, their own 30-yard line. And the give right up the middle, and that's Champley, and there's nothing there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. That clock continues to tick with 7:52 remaining in the fourth quarter. It's going to be 3rd and 6 for Taylorville.
And there you go, number 70, Alex Tesson, the one there in the last one up. He was the one that got the tackle for Marquette.
So a big 3rd down play here. 3rd and 6 Tornadoes from their own 30-yard line. The Marquette defense digs in. Odom, the sophomore quarterback, looks to the far sideline, changes the play. They have trips to the left, another receiver to the right. Odom back to throw. Now he's going to try to run with it. Odom still on his feet out to the right side, and he's going to have the first down as he's bumped out of bounds on the far sideline. He just got to the first down marker, and it's going to be a first down for Taylorville, I think. It's going to depend on the spot, but it looks like they're putting it down just past the first down marker. He needed 6. He got 7 on the scramble. First down, Tornadoes.
Yeah, he was running there along that sideline looking at that angle, and he got it right there just past the marker.
Well, they had trips left. He wanted to throw to the left, couldn't find anybody open. One Explorer pass rusher had a half a shot at him, and he took off to his right and outran everybody to the first down marker. At the 37, first down, quick pass out to the left side, completed to Moore, and Moore is dragged down on the tackle after a short gain. Making the tackle was Xavier Jones, and Moore gains a yard out to the 38-yard line.
Jones wrapped him up there pretty quick, put him down on the turf, and held him to just that 1 yard as Taylorville trying to get something going offensively.
The first reception of the night for Moore. 2nd down and 9, Taylorville from their own 38-yard line. Quick pass out to the right side, and that is incomplete. The intended receiver slipped down. That was Jagger Moore. The pass was a little bit behind him. It went off his hands, And then I think that was
There's Ware right behind him.
Not Andre.
Caleb
Ware.
Yeah. Yeah, he was almost just kind of deflected off the side of his hand. I think he was surprised the ball was coming his direction.
Another big third down play, 3rd and 9. Taylorville from their own 38-yard line. Odom takes the snap. Quick pass out to the right side. He's got his man, and he's going to surge forward for the first down. Justin Wright made the catch on a slant. He needed 9. He got 9 yards and a foot. And a first down, Taylorville at their own 48-yard line.
So Taylorville taking some passing here to get some momentum and get some first downs, and now just about to midfield.
Their 15th first down of the night, 1st and 10. The clock rolling with 6:15 remaining in the fourth quarter. Marquette leads by 6. 1st and 10 Tornadoes from their own 48-yard line. And here is Odom on the halfback option. Right up the middle he goes. Odom, big yardage, deep into Explorer territory, all the way down to the Marquette 21-yard line.
Finally brought down by Jace Mag, but now well into Marquette territory as Taylorville explodes offensively on the ground that time. Running play right up the middle and untouched until he got into the secondary.
He faked the handoff to Champley, kept it himself, and took it right up the middle for 31 yards. 1st and 10 Taylorville at the Marquette 21-yard line. Marquette leading by 6. The clock rolling with 5:50 remaining here in the fourth quarter. On the first down play, Odom right up the middle. Odom stacked up after a short gain. He got to the 20, but no further. A 1-yard pickup for Odom.
Several Explorers there in on that one. Ware in there again. Looks like Tesson was in there too for Marquette, bringing him down. And finally also number 11 was in there too. Will Hurst on the tackle for Marquette.
On this drive, Taylorville has converted on a couple of big third down opportunities. So the Marquette defense has had some chances to get the Marquette offense back out onto the field, and they haven't been successful as yet. 2nd down and 9. This drive following a Marquette turnover. Odom, quick pass out to the right side. He's got a man, and it's a touchdown. It's a touchdown. Making the reception, I believe that's Wright, number 15, Justin Wright. A 20-yard touchdown pass from Odom to Wright, and this game is tied pending the extra point conversion.
And Wright, again, he was just there along that sideline, beat his man over on that side, turned, pulled the ball in, and had to just go a couple more yards into the end zone for the touchdown. And now this game is going to go down to the wire here.
Well, a huge extra point attempt here. Off the toe of Jagger Moore for the lead. The kick is up, and it is good. 4:57 remaining fourth quarter. The score now, Taylorville 25, Marquette 24. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.
Trigger Talents course covers the mandated curriculums of Illinois and Florida. Our facility allows for a safe, professional, comfortable in any weather shooting environment. We utilize a variety of law enforcement targets to illustrate the best shot placement for stopping threats. Our advanced course, CCW Plus, is the only in the state to offer training from a real vehicle in road rage, carjacking, and parking lot scenarios. Over 1,400 people have trusted Trigger Talent to be their choice in concealed carry and advanced instruction. Shouldn't you also?
To 24. Sam Stem along with Mark Hellebrock back with you. A squib kick, and Peebles will pick it up at his own 8. Up the right sideline he goes out across the 20 to the 24, and then a flag is thrown. And if that's a hold against Marquette, they're going to start. It is. Push in the back, I think, and they're going to start inside their own 10-yard line, trailing by a point. That was an inopportune time for the Explorers' first penalty of the second half. Half the distance to the goal line.
Well, the return, he got back, and it was brought down. He was hoping, obviously, for a bigger one. Justin Wright, number 15, got the tackle, but that penalty brought him back even further. So, again, Marquette's going to have this uphill battle. There is certainly time on the clock, but you don't have time to mess around with under 5 minutes left to go in the game.
So the Marquette turnover, the fumble, deep in Taylorville territory, and the Tornadoes drove 70 yards for the touchdown, converting on a couple of big third down opportunities. 1st and 10, Explorers from their own 9-yard line. Single wing, direct snap, and back to throw. It's going to be Peebles wanting to throw, and he's going to be sacked at the 5-yard line. And so the hole gets deeper. They wanted to run the halfback option, and Peebles couldn't find anybody open downfield, and he was sacked at the 5-yard line for a 4-yard loss.
Evan Champley, number 2, is the one who got in there. First got a hold of his jersey and then finally brought him down there. And Marquette.
2nd and 14 from their own 5. The clock rolling, now an ally of Taylorville. 4:15 and counting remaining here in the 4th quarter. The Explorers trail by a point. On the 2nd down play, direct snap, Peebles out of the end zone, takes it out to about the 6-yard line, and the crowd on the far side roars its approval at that stop. Peebles no gain on the play. They say his knee went down at the 5. It's going to be 3rd and 14 for the Explorers. Would they dare throw it from their own end zone? Peebles 19 carries for 176 yards and 2 touchdowns. And you feel like he's got a chance to break it on almost every play. But the Taylorville defense is stiffened here in the 2nd half. McAfee in the pistol this time. They put 2 receivers to the left and 1 to the right, and they run it right up the middle with Swingler just trying to buy some room. And Swingler picks up a couple out to the 7-yard line, and the punting team comes on for the Explorers.
Tough break for Marquette. Couldn't get anything going there. The penalty pushed them back, and then a couple of good defensive plays by Taylorville. And now Marquette will be punting from their end zone.
Time of the essence, the clock rolling with 2:50 remaining. The Explorers trailing by a point, and Liam Maher stands 6 yards deep in his own end zone in punt formation. Taylorville puts nobody back, and Maher gets a good kick away, and let's hope he gets a good bounce. It does. It takes a great bounce at midfield and rolls all the way down to the 35 of Taylorville. And so now the Tornadoes will try to maybe put a couple 3 first downs together and run the final 2:28 off the clock. The Explorers have 3 timeouts remaining, and Marquette really needs to force a 3 and out. So it's on the Explorer defense at this point.
Well, they've answered the call here tonight already. They've had some struggles here, but this is where they've got to step up. And what a good time it would be to do it.
1st and 10 Taylorville from their own 35-yard line. Taylorville leading 25-24. A 2-point conversion on their first touchdown might be the difference in this game. Here is the give to Champley right up the middle, and Champley picks up 5. That was too easy, and the Explorers will use their first timeout. Don't forget, following the game, we'll name the Munganast Alton Toyota Player of the Game. Stay tuned for that. The winner advances in the Class 4A playoffs. The loser calls it a season at 7-3. So the 5-yard pickup by Evan Champley gives him 93 yards rushing on 11 carries tonight.
And Champley, boy, how many times we talked about that tonight, Sam, where he just gets up the middle and he's 4 or 5 yards down the field before he's touched.
Well, for most of the first half, Marquette dominated the line of scrimmage, but I would say here in the second half that Taylorville has kind of reversed that a little bit. The Explorers not able to move the ball consistently here in the second half, and on that last possession when they did, they coughed it up. Their second turnover of the night, and that led to the go-ahead touchdown by Taylorville on a 70-yard touchdown drive. 2nd and 5, Tornadoes. Again, the give to Champley. This time he's hit behind the line of scrimmage, manages to take it out to the 41-yard line for a gain of a yard, and it's going to be 3rd and 4. The Explorers use their second timeout, and this could be the ball game here, this third down play, because if they convert, Marquette will use its final timeout, and then it'll make things awfully, awfully tough on Marquette. They hit Champley about 3 yards deep in the backfield, but he managed to get back to the line of scrimmage and actually turn it into a 1-yard gain.
Yeah.
So a big 3rd and 4. The Marquette defense comes over here and surrounds the coaching staff, head coach Darrell Angleton, defensive coordinator Ryan Johnson, and Ryan Johnson waving a towel, snapping a towel in the middle of that huddle, imploring his defense, come on, we need this stop. Boy, he's animated down there. He's trying to get the boys fired up. They need a stop here on 3rd down, and if they can get it, the Explorers will have one more chance to try to, at the very least, get into field goal range. A first down by Taylorville will make it very, very difficult for the Explorers. 2 receivers right, another receiver to the left. Odom, the sophomore quarterback, barks out the signals, hands it to Odom, keeps it himself. Up the middle he goes, and they seal him off. He gained a yard, no more, and it's going to be 4th and 3. The Explorers will use their final timeout. So the Explorers stopped him. Now it's 4th and 3 Taylorville, and I think they have to punt. If they gamble and don't succeed on 4th and 2, it's going to be, as they gave Odom forward progress out to the 48, but surely they'll punt.
Well, good job there by Marquette. Brandon Booz up front, number 54, Alex Tesson, number 70, the senior. They did a nice job of holding him there, stopping the run, and making it that 4th down and short, 4th and 2, just shy midfield.
2:04 remaining in the 4th quarter. Marquette has used its final timeout. And Marquette has to be very careful here not to be offside, not to jump if they use a hard count. Are they going to line up in punt formation? They're going to, Odom's their punter, so is he going to, he's about 7 yards deep, so he could punt from there. Now he's going to back up a little bit. They're going to try to get Marquette to jump, and he does punt it away, a little pooch kick, and it's going to take a Taylorville hop and roll out of bounds at the 31, I believe, is where they're going to put it.
Yep.
And the Explorers are 69 yards away from pay dirt, but they don't need a touchdown. A field goal could win it, and Liam Mayer has already hit a 43-yard field goal here tonight. So the Explorers start from their 31. Let's see, to kick a 43-yarder, they have to get down to about the 25-yard line. So they need to go at least 45 yards. They've thrown the ball only twice here tonight. One was incomplete, one was intercepted. 1:58 remaining, 1st and 10 Marquette from their own 31-yard line. And McAfee back to throw, under pressure. Now scrambling out, unloads it for Swingler, and he didn't catch it, and that's good because it's incomplete. That stops the clock. Swingler made a diving attempt all the way back at his own 24-yard line. If he had caught it, it would have been a 7-yard loss. But as it is, an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10 Explorers, with now 1:51 remaining in the 4th quarter. Marquette trailing by a point.
And really, Taylorville's seeing this Marquette offensive scheme for kind of the first time they've seen a lot of things on the ground tonight, but now Marquette's going to try to go to the air.
2 receivers to each side of the field. McAfee in the backfield with Swingler. On 2nd and 10 from their own 31. McAfee drops to throw. Out to the right, he lets it go, and that's incomplete. The up man, Champley, got a hand on it. It went off his hand, and then Nagy, the intended receiver, out at about the 41, got a hand on it, and then he was drilled, and it fell incomplete. And now it's 3rd and 10 for the Explorers. And I'll tell you what, Marquette has not completed a pass here tonight, but that defense for Taylorville is really firing off that line of scrimmage, and a screen pass might be a good call here.
Yeah. They've stepped up for sure.
They need the first down before they can worry about much more. 3rd and 10 from their own 31. 2 receivers to each side of the field. McAfee stepping up. McAfee's going to run with it. He's got lots of room. He gets to the right sideline, and he's got the first down out to the 46-yard line. A pickup of 15. They'll stop the clock to move the chains.
So again, Marquette, nice job. McAfee scrambling, but they need to get something going here as the clock will roll again here shortly.
They roll it now with 1:33 remaining. 1st and 10 Explorers from their own 46-yard line. Brady McAfee in the pistol formation, takes the snap, back to throw, steps up. He steps right into the pressure. You got to unload that. And now on the sack, he loses about 8 yards. And that clock is going to keep rolling now with 1:12, 1:10. McAfee was not under pressure, but he stepped up and stepped right into the pressure and then was sacked, and they're losing precious time. We're down to a minute and counting remaining. 2nd and 18 for the Explorers from their own 39-yard line. McAfee drops to throw, lets it go downfield, and throws an interception. This game is over. Champley, and a flag is thrown. Champley still on his feet down at the 20, and he's going to take it in for the touchdown, but the flag will go against Taylorville, and this one will come back, but it will be Taylorville football, and they'll just take a couple of knees, and this game will be over. And the Explorers will suffer a heartbreaking loss here at Public School Stadium. It's an illegal block in the back against Taylorville. They'll walk it off from the spot of the foul, the 39 out to the 49, but Taylorville will retain possession. So Marquette's 3rd turnover of the night evens the turnovers at 3 apiece, and Taylorville is going to win this football game because they got a 2-point conversion on their first touchdown. On that play, they lined up to kick the extra point, but faked it for a 2-point conversion, which they converted, and that'll be the difference in the football game. Taylorville 25, the Explorers 24. They'll walk off the yardage against the Tornadoes. They'll keep the football, take a knee once, maybe twice, and this game will come to an end, and this Explorers season will come to an end. Marquette will finish 7-3. Other playoff scores from tonight: the Rochester Rockets defeated the Civic Memorial Eagles up in Rochester 52-7. And then, now what was that call? Was that?
Well, they decided not to, so yeah.
Marquette refused the penalty. And here's why. Marquette refused the penalty. Rochester gets the touchdown to make it 31-24. If they kick the extra point, it'll be an 8-point lead, and Marquette still has a chance. So that was a wise call. I wasn't looking that far ahead. So an interception return by Champley with 39 seconds remaining. And now the extra point attempt by Moore, and it's good. So that makes it 32-24. So Marquette still has a chance with 39 seconds remaining. So it was a 42-yard interception return. Was it 42 or was it less than that, more than that? 42. How about that? A 42 interception return by Evan Champley. His 2nd touchdown of the night. Moore kicks the extra point to make it an 8-point lead, and that was a wise call by the Explorer coaching staff, because if they had taken the penalty, then Taylorville would have run the clock out. So Marquette at least is theoretically still alive with 39 seconds remaining, 39.8. Taylorville will kick it away to the Explorers, and the Explorers will have a chance with a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie this game and send it to overtime. Rochester beat Civic Memorial 52-7 in a Class 4A playoff game. The Eagles' season ends at 5-5. Carlinville defeated East Alton Wood River in a game you heard earlier here on the Big Z, 76-19. The Cavaliers over the Oilers, and the Oilers' season ends at 6-4. Edwardsville in overtime defeated Oak Park River Forest 23-20. And so now Taylorville, Moore will kick it away, And it's an onside. Well, they just squib it, a short kick, and the Explorers have it at the 50-yard line, and no time ran off the clock. So the Explorers have 39.8 seconds. They need to go 50 yards, then get a 2-point conversion. It's not impossible.
Not impossible. That was Cameron Rainey who caught the ball, grabbed it, fell on it, and Marquette will start at midfield. So, you know, stranger things have happened, and certainly Marquette needs a miracle here to get in the end zone, then needs the 2 points. But it can be done.
So Taylorville has outscored the Explorers 17-0 here in the second half. And the key play in this game was that fumble midway late in the fourth quarter. Deep in Taylorville territory that led to their 70-yard touchdown drive. Now, just throw it away, Brady, because there's a flag on the play, and McAfee throws it out of bounds, and now he's going to be called for intentional grounding. So everything went wrong there for the Explorers. De'Avion Peebles jumped before the snap. The flag was thrown, and then McAfee running around back there in the backfield, and I guess somebody from the bench yelled at him to throw it away, and he threw it about halfway across the track, and then another flag came down, so they're going to call him for intentional grounding, and so that's going to move the football all the way back. Intentional grounding is going to be the call, and they'll move it back 15 yards. Well, they're going to move it from the spot of the foul, which was the 29-yard line, and they'll walk it off 5 yards from there, and they put the football down at the 24, so it was like a 26-yard penalty and loss of down. Second down and 36 for the Explorers with 32 seconds remaining, but they've got to score a touchdown. McAfee back to throw. Now he's going to take off running. Brady McAfee needs to get out of bounds here on the near side, and he does. Run out of bounds at the 42, so a gain of 18 on that carry for McAfee with now 25 seconds remaining. Will bring about 3rd and long.
Yeah, good awareness there by McAfee, knowing where he needed to get, got as far as he could go, got out of bounds, stopped the clock. So Marquette almost back to the very original line of scrimmage, the 50-yard line when they started this series.
3rd and 18 for Marquette. Well, on that first down play, Brady did the right thing. You needed to throw it away just to stop the clock because you were going to get penalized, and it was going to be 1st and 15, but he was too obvious about it. They called him for intentional grounding, and it became a 24-yard penalty and loss of down. 3rd and 18, Explorers from their own 42. McAfee back to throw, launches it deep down the right side, intended for Jace Magg, and it's incomplete. Magg was down there in double coverage at about the 20-yard line, and it's going to bring about 4th down and 18 for the Explorers. And so this is their last gasp with 19 seconds remaining. They need at least 18 to get the first down and keep the drive alive. If they don't get it, Taylorville will take over on downs, take a knee, and this one will end. So Marquette with trips to the right, 2 more receivers to the left. McAfee takes the snap and drops the throw. Heavy pressure. Now he steps up and he is hit and tackled for a loss, and this game will end. Taylorville takes over on downs with 13 seconds remaining. So the Explorers, who led by 9 at the half, are outscored 17-0 in the second half and are going to drop this one by a score of 32-24. Marquette twice led by 9 in this game, led by 9 at halftime, led by 6 at the end of 3 quarters. And it was a fumble midway through the fourth quarter, deep in Taylorville territory, that set up a 70-yard touchdown drive for the Tornadoes. The Tornadoes take a knee, and this game is over. Taylorville improves to 8-2. They will go home and host Belleville-Althoff next week in round 2 of the playoffs. The Explorers season comes to an end at 7-3. We'll take a break and return to wrap things up in just a moment. You're listening to Big Z Radio Sports.